So if my videos are boring and stuff, let me know. Maybe I could do something about it. But my videos are all focused on one aspect of window cleaning. And I'll give you a good reason why. That's just fairy soap, okay? So let's say I'm gonna make a video on pricing structure, and this is how I'm gonna do it. Let's say this I'm gonna charge £1. There's gonna be 10 or more people gonna comment saying, well, that's too cheap, or that's too expensive, I wouldn't do that. It's a bit subjective. But when I talk about a subject of using certain methods, squeegees and techniques, because I'm saying this is the quickest, most efficient, most effective way, and there is no other way, there is no other tool, there is no other method that will come up to it or surpass it. Because I'm saying this is how it is, it's like you either accept it or you don't. It's not like I don't think this, I don't think that, because I'm just laying out the facts. Okay, so let me get a video here. Sorry, my squeegee. I want to talk about in a minute. So, when I'm watching a bricklayer's video, lots of different bricklayers YouTube videos, I was just scrolling through them, and what I found is that these guys were excellent at their jobs. From someone who doesn't really know anything about bricklaying, they all seemed very neat and tidy, very skillful, very knowledgeable, and very quick in what they do. And I was wondering, why don't this translate over to window cleaners? And the reason why it doesn't translate to window cleaners is there's no rules in window cleaning. When you go to learn that's one reason. You learn to become a bricklayer, you go on a course, you spend a year or so doing that, you learn the foundations of it, and then you go out to the work field, and everything else improves as you go along. But the second most important thing is the hand tools that these guys use, and I'm just using bricklaying as an example, I could use any trade, but let's just use bricklaying, because they use these things called hand tools, and they use these things called two hands, and they're very skillful and they're very quick at their job, and they get great quality results. For someone who doesn't know anything about bricklaying, their results look really perfect. The tools that they're using are perfected for their work, and with their trowels, they only seem to be using one trowel, one tool fits all. But with window cleaning, as you can see here, we've got different size windows here, so really using one tool fits all probably isn't necessarily the best option. So other people have often said that, I'm mean about other squeegee manufacturers, or mean about other window cleaners, and it's not a personal thing, it's just I'm saying how it is. So as I said, my videos is like, this is how it is. If you want to get on the program of doing it this way, you're going to earn more money in much less time, and hopefully have much more fun in the jobs that you do. So this is a Sorbo tool. This is an Etere tool, brass squeegee, could be the stainless steel. This is a wagtail tool. These are not perfected tools to clean windows with, because, well, why? Because they make you compromise. They compromise on many things. Mainly it's quality of results, okay? So one of the reasons why window cleaners are the way they work longer, harder, slower, and they always get less results with their squeegee methods. Not like the other window cleaner that I was filming on the water-fed pole, where he was working longer, harder, slower to reduce the problems, or to try and get the best results as possible. This is the difference between squeegee related window cleaning and water-fed pole. Every single time you watch a window cleaner work, and they're not using specific methods and specific tools and specific ways of working, they're hindered, they're compromised, and it's affecting either the time it takes them, how much work you have to put in, and the results follow from that. Are they good results? Are they bad results? So all these tools here are going to give me less results, and you'll never get back time. So the time I'm taking to make this video, and I've made quite a few of the same videos because I keep messing up, so I have to keep starting again. It's taking time to do it. Why do I do it? Because Mormon won't do it, and I'm responsible for this tool coming out on the market. And because window cleaners are in the state that they are, the majority of window cleaners are probably in the whole world, I'll probably make a difference to like 100 people who would really say to me, I would never ever go back to how I was working before, using other methods, using other tools. I suppose it's about 100 people, so there ain't a lot of people that I think I've made a huge effect on. So, I just put dish soap here, right? And that was fairy. That's what most people in the UK prefer. But I often use Magnum, Aldi. So this method here is Formula 1. This will make your window cleaning Formula 1 status. So I had an argument with a window cleaner, well-known window cleaner, that said, when I said this is a Formula 1 squeegee, for 2 weeks he was arguing with me why this is not a Formula 1 squeegee. I said the reason why it's not a Formula 1 squeegee in your eyes is because you're not a Formula 1 window cleaner and you don't use a Formula 1 type soap solution. And this is this type of guy that will make many videos on soap reviews, like let's say professional soap reviews. It's like, see, with my window cleaning video channel, it's this is it. This is the only way. There's no compromise. This is it. You want to be the best you can be, earn as much money, highest quality results in the least amount of time. This is it. It's not maybe this, maybe that, maybe this soap, maybe that soap, maybe that sorbo there, maybe that unga there. It's no, this is it. And this is why often people get angry with what I say. It offends people. We want to put down a tool. Why should I say good things about tools that make you work longer, harder, slower, and give you less results? Why should I say good things about people working in the window cleaning industry when they're working longer, harder, slower, and giving you less results in the way they work, and they're saying this is what you should be doing? Right, so you need 3 things, right? Apart from getting rid of your ego, you need 3 things. To get Formula 1 sort of status, I don't like to say elite, be the elite, being the best you can be. Right, so Formula 1, top of the food chain. You need a Formula 1 soap solution. You need a Formula 1 performing squeegee. Now this is just a small 12-inch liquidated squeegee. This is perfected for window cleaning. So if I was to use this, which we might do in a minute, it's not perfected, right? So I've got Formula 1 solution, I've got a Formula 1 squeegee. Now all I need now is to become a Formula 1 window cleaner, which is the 3rd thing you need. Then you got Formula 1 results. Let's do exactly the same technique with this squeegee here. Formula 1 solution, not a Formula 1 squeegee, Formula 1 performing window cleaner. Let's do exactly the same technique. Okay, so what we got here, probably can't see it on the video, but I've got a few lines here, and oh no, I've got some detailing. Oh, pretty much down here, closing out on the bottom. Got a nice scuff mark here because this angle here is too much for this squeegee to close out on. So I'm missing something, right? And that's the tool. So you need the right method, which is the soap added to the glass or saturated washer, or add the soap to the washer, rub it in, nice and consistent, get a nice gliding squeegee scenario with that soap solution. And then all I've got to do is put the tool in the right place at the right time. I've got to clean this window again with my tool and technique because I had mistakes on there. And now I don't have mistakes. Now I don't need the glass cloth to fix any mistakes on this glass because I've got a perfect tool, I've got a perfect soap solution, and I've got a perfect way of working. Now that doesn't necessarily mean I'm always going to use that technique. I'm going to mix things up, I'm going to be versatile and adaptable. but that comes from experience, and I'm only working now on my efficiency, getting the job done in the least amount of time, depending on what window I'm working on, what type of frame I'm working on, how difficult the window is, and that's why I use lots of different selections of tools as well. So these bricklayers were always using two hands. Why are a lot of window cleaners only using one hand? Because they're not perfected window cleaning. Why are all these window cleaners using tools to make you like work longer, harder, slower, get less results? It's because none of these tools were designed by window cleaners that were good or perfected window cleaning. So hopefully I'm answering a lot of these comments here or suggestions that I need to talk about. So yes, I perfected window cleaning, right? I perfected the tool, and it's kind of my responsibility to get it out to the masses so people can benefit from it. And I'm not a grifter, right? I'm not a guy selling a course to say, come on my course and I will get you to become the best performing window cleaner. I'm a grafter. I go to work and I have fun at work, but I'm a grafter. I'm not a grifter, right? So I'm not selling anything to anybody. So who else really gives this advice out to this sort of degree? There isn't any. Why? Because there isn't anybody on this way of working level. There's a few good window cleaners on YouTube, but they're just good. They're not really taking things far to the next level. And the way I explain things makes a lot of sense, very easy to digest. I don't get too many people now aggressively being angry with what I'm saying. They just sort of accept it. But a while back, it was like I'm always fighting, like most window cleaners fight with their squeegee tools and methods. I'm always fighting against the grain of other window cleaners because they can't use these tools. The reason why they can't use these tools is because they're not on a good level of working. They're not good at their jobs, basically. They're just generic type window cleaners. So I think I've probably 100 people or so around the world that are really convinced that working this way is like the best way. They would never look back and use a different type of brand of squeegee because they've seen the results and there's no way back. There's no compromising with these people. But these are the window cleaners that were open, receptive to suggestions. Most window cleaners have this mentality of closing themselves in. I call them the hopeless window cleaners because there's just no hope. And these tools have no hope for you because they will always drag you back. You will never get to where I am with my work and earning capacity. And as I said, I don't talk about pricing. I don't say, charge as much as possible. I say focus on yourself with the way that you work, because you're going to be the owner operator, and if you're not the operator, you want to instruct your workers to be as efficient and effective as possible to earn you and your company as much money as possible. Most people are just owner operators, and at the end of the day, when you go into work, the idea is to earn as much money in the least amount of time, in the quickest amount of time, and with the best results, I should say. So yeah, I've got a few more things I should say, but hopefully I've ticked most of the suggestions here. So I don't say maybe this, maybe that. I'll try this, I'll try that. I'll use this tool, I'll use that tool, I'll use this soap, that soap. Well, last week this worked better, but this week it's not working now, so I'm going to use another tool. This is it. Only this thing. Only this tool, only this soap solution, only using two hands. Get your belt set up, organised, so you've got a number of different size squeegees, because we're not bricklaying here. We're cleaning windows, all different sizes. Use the right type of tool, size tool for the right type of window, type of technique for the type of window you're working on. All these things make you an effective and efficient window cleaner. But because I perfected effectiveness many years ago, my main concern now is just becoming as efficient as possible, because the results are always the highest quality, and you can't get better than that, right? I can only work on the time it takes me to do the job. So that's my issue that I'm working with. Other people's issues is being effective first and then worry about being efficient afterwards. And the rest of the window cleaning community are still working with tools that are hopeless. So the way that they work is hopeless. There's always room for improvement. Although I'm confident in what I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm at the pinnacle, because there's still levels I need to improve upon. When you get that mentality, you always want it to improve. That's a good thing. Thinking you are the best and that's it, don't need to do any more work, you will soon get overtaken by other people, which is not a problem, but you'll find that you become lazy. I've been called lazy, as I said in other videos, but it's not lazy earning as much money as possible, getting the highest quality results in the least amount of time. That's just better, right?